Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. Frazee Family Foods, what a hometown grocery store should be. Friendly staff, family-owned, and a wide variety of groceries to fulfill your needs. The City of Frazee and Frazee Event Center, featuring a 5,000 square foot room, a built-in stage, and a full-service bar, perfect for a multitude of events. Call or click to book your event.
Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ledke, and I'm here with Karen Pifher from
Creating
Community Consulting.
Yes.
And we're in Detroit Lakes at the Becker County Museum. And we've had an interesting 4 hours looking at the homelessness that's happening and continuing to increase, not only in our county, but all over the area. But we're specifically looking at Becker County. So, Karen, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and what we're up to.
You bet. Well, I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Hank. So I'm the founder of Creating Community Consulting. I have a wonderful team, co-owner Megan Jensen, who is from Moorhead, and then we have several staff that make up a team, and we serve communities across west central Minnesota, all the way over to Bismarck, where we're doing some really cool work with schools in North Dakota. And so we provide services to build capacity for change, to leverage resources and make communities better places to live.
And I know some of the things that you've worked on in the past, you know, is like the positive community norm, Grow Frazee Burgess, and also the Cornerstone Project.
Yes, a lot of times our approach is we look at data and trends and like what is concerning and what are some of the opportunities we have to make communities healthier places for people to live. And then we go find people who care and leverage resources to create solutions. And so through that process, that's how we invested in the Positive Community Norms Project that's in the Frazee School, which is a 5-year project, doing great things to reduce youth substance use. And then through the Cornerstone Community and Youth Center, which is all about improving youth health outcomes and serving our community to bring people together.
Well, and I know this wasn't just about youth, we were also talking about seniors.
Yes.
You know, because a lot of us seniors are one disaster away from being on the street.
I would take you in, Hank.
Yeah, thank you. First floor? But, you know, and so, like in Frazee, we have our neighbor-to-neighbor organization, you know, that does a lot to keep people in their homes. And the Cornerstone working with the youth and the Positive Community Norm Grant, that's working that way, plus our religious organizations, the school. But it takes everybody.
It takes every one of us.
And this is so important at this time of the year. We're coming up on Christmas. There's people that don't know how they're going to pay their rent this next month. And, you know, we need to look at some long-term solutions on how to do things. And I know when I first ran for city council, the thing that I ran on was, you know, we need to take care of our kids and our seniors, and the rest of us can take care of our own damn selves, you know. But now I realize I'm a senior. But you know, it's how do we get everybody to acknowledge that we actually have a problem? You know? Yeah,
absolutely. So we were so grateful. The Ministerial Association in Detroit Lakes actually brought us together and said, hey, we recognize that there's a need in Becker County to address homelessness, and we want to work with you to be able to figure out how to solve it. And so really what we do is we start by looking at what is the data, what do we know to be true, and we know that there's approximately 400 homeless people in Becker County. Of the homeless population, approximately 43% of them are youth. And so we started by doing community interviews. We engaged about 70 people in interview process, asking them many questions, like what do you know about homelessness? Why do you think homelessness exists? What do you think would work to address it? What are some of your concerns about solutions? And what are you motivated to do? And that really allows people to have their voice heard and to be able to come to the table and learn more and engage in a meaningful conversation. And so that's what we did today, was we shared the results of what do we know about homelessness in the county. And part of that, to your point, was that we know that about 43% of renters in Becker County spend more than 30% of their income on rent.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when I was starting out as a kid, you know, I was renting, I and a couple buddy of mine were renting a place for $100 a month in the city.
Yes, that's unheard of.
And that
right?
was the heat and everything included.
Yes. Yes.
You know, now you may be able to get a motel stay for one night for $100.
Yes, it doesn't go very far. And so, yeah, we know that there is a cost burden related to housing, and, you know, the solutions to homelessness are having housing available for people that is within their ability to pay. And so we need more housing stock in the community. And it's also about people connecting to people. We have many services, but a lot of times families, people are born into families that struggle in one way or the other. And so, so what ends up happening is they fall through our systems and they fall through gaps because they don't have a support system. They don't have a family member to fall back on. Mm-hmm. And so that's where we really see people start falling into homelessness as youth. In fact, most adults that are homeless were homeless youth at one point.
Well, and we have people out there that do not, out there in TV3 land, that don't know what services are available. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to work up a system to where we like to, as came out of our deal today, a one-stop for community services that can help support resources.
Absolutely.
And we've had some interesting people here today too. Our Senator Rob Kupek was here. Our County Commissioner Erica Jepson was here, who also works in human services.
Yes.
And child protection. And the Detroit Lakes Chief of Police was here. Our EDA consultant for the county, Cody Pifher, was here.
Yeah.
And all kinds of people. Brad Carlson from the food pantry. Mm-hmm. Interesting group.
Yeah, we
people,
had
go on.
Julia Nelmark from MMCDC, who's the head of that organization, and we also had several representatives from Essentia, from the different churches in the community, and it was great to see everybody here working together.
And it's all a common goal, you know. We've got to protect our youth. They deserve a decent place to live, and a warm meal, and decent clothes on their back, and they deserve a good education, so that later on in life this doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. And as older people, you know, we need the local support of the services that are available, and also all of it relates to more housing, affordable housing.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the exciting things was we started with the data, and we really worked to engage people in identifying solutions that got to the source of some of the deepest issues that we are experiencing of why homelessness exists. And through that process today, they came up with 4 different priorities, 2 that are focused on addressing youth homelessness, and 2 that are geared more towards adults. And so after today, we're going to be able to bring those groups back together, and other people can join as well, to be able to move those solutions into action. They, as Hank mentioned, want to have a one-stop shop for people. Currently, you have to go to several different points to be able to navigate services, and that's really difficult for people who might have issues with transportation or not having ID or trying to navigate where they're going to stay that night. And so having a one place that's able to serve is really important.
Yes, especially single parents, you know, little kids. Mm-hmm. You know, this time of the year, trying to, like you say, you know, having to walk across town from one service place to another with a child or 2 or 3.
Yes.
Is just about impossible. Mm-hmm. You know, we need to open our hearts this time of year.
Absolutely. And then the other solution, really the other two solutions were around providing more housing stock that is appropriate for people experiencing homelessness and that is affordable. We want to treat people with dignity. We all deserve a nice place to sleep at night where we feel safe. And so they have a couple ideas to move forward, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
And so now our people out here in TV3 land that might be interested in helping us with this, how do they get a hold of us to move this forward?
Absolutely. You can contact me at any point, either via email or phone. And my phone number is 218-255-3919. And then you can reach me via email at karen@creatingcommunityconsulting.com.
Sounds good. So, when you're thinking about Christmas and all this other stuff that you're up to, think about the homelessness that's happening and how you can help. Or if you're homeless and you see this or you're having issues, get a hold of us to see how we can help you.
Absolutely.
And with that, as we always say, pet the dog, hug the kids, kiss the wife, and wave at the neighbor. The next person you wave at could be your next best friend. We'll see you next week on Spotlight on Frazee.